What's going on, guys? And today I'm bringing you a video about my wish list of zombies for Black Ops 2. And so, we're like almost a month away from the release of Black Ops 2, which means Zombies 2. And okay, I won't do that. And we've seen the trailer. I had my little breakdown of the trailer. It's they're in the channel. And we've seen pretty much the same zombies. They're under Richtofer's control, or Samantha's control. Anyways, but there's a few things that I'm hoping for Black Ops 2 zombies. There's a couple of things here and there that I hopefully Treyarch has added or will add in the future DLCs or whatever. Anyways, let me begin. First of all, I want, a variety of zombies. Not a lot. Just a few more zombies into the batch. So when you're being chased by a horde of zombies, it's just not the regular zombies being chasing you. Like in Kino, they added the crawlers. Now that was a pretty cool little twist when I first played it. I was like, whoa, who the fuck are these guys? Like stuff like that. I want that same, how can I say this? Surprise element or stimulant of that. I want, when I play the zombies, I'll be like, all right, here comes the regular zombies. A few rounds down the line, crawlers might show up or something. Like, hey, look at these guys, look at these crawlers, hey, they're crawling. And then a few rounds down the line, a new type of zombie comes out. Like, oh, who are you? Like something like a variety. That's why one of my things, Shangri-La was like one of my favorite maps, because it had kind of like a variety. It had the regular zombies, it had the screaming one, the ran super fast. They had the napalm one, and I don't know if you count the little monkeys, and it had variety to it, not just playing on regular zombies. So, and they all of them could appear in the same round. Anyways, so that's what I want. Like a variety of zombies coming out, like new zombies. Hell, maybe even a flying zombie, like a flying creature crawler. Maybe the crawler mutated and got wings out of nowhere and just he could fly and take your gun or something like that. Now that would be pretty cool and annoying at the same time. But it'd be pretty cool, like a new twist. You have that. A good weapon, this is too easy, and then the fucking flying zombie comes and takes your weapon, leaves you, with no weapon. You just gotta run, create your own weapon, like a riot shield, stuff like that. Like that flying zombie could still attack you, even if you're doing circles. You're doing circles, you're pretty much invincible unless you do a mistake. But the flying zombies could still attack you. You're doing circles, boom, they can still attack you. They can still take you down, even if you're doing circles. Now that will be awesome. People will be like, oh yeah, I could go to high rounds with doing circles, which is pretty much how it is, a strategy if you want to go high rounds. But now with the flying zombies, a little twist has been added. You can't only do circles if you want to go high rounds, because the flying zombies will take you down. Now that will be pretty cool. Other things that I want, hopefully, because all these things, they're probably already out in custom zombies. For World at War, custom zombies on PC, which all these cool modders, developers, they've been adding their own little twist into it. Some things that I've seen there that I want on the console version, or maybe the PC console, the whole in general. And another thing that I want is like phasing zombies, teleporting zombies. We've seen that for the crawlers in Moon. That was a good attempt. That was like, alright, cool. But I want from the regular zombies, to do that. Boom. You're doing circles, boom, he gets in your way. He blocks you, and then like that. A little bit can be a little annoying, but it steps up the more challenging. It's more challenging. We're like, alright, now we get a little twist. Like that. So that would be pretty cool. Variety of types of zombies, now that would be pretty cool. Now another thing that I want, hopefully they'll be added, which I saw a video from the NGT Zombies on Proper Tree, is double pack-a-punch. Now that will be awesome. If they can incorporate double pack-a-punch into the game, now that will that'd be pretty cool because once you go to high rounds, there's a certain amount of your Pack-a-Punch weapon will be pretty much like a regular weapon to the zombies, pretty much like that. But if you double Pack-a-Punch it, it'll be, it'll be pretty overpowered, and you could just take down zombies, much ease. Now that would be pretty cool. Now, another thing is, what was the other thing? You know, Aside from that, that would be pretty cool. Um, Now this is more of a software kind of thing that I kind of want, not like in towards in game, mainly other things, cause let me just get down to it, cause you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Anyways, so another things that I'm hoping for that will be in Black Ops 2 Zombies is host migration. This one is a huge one. I'm, oh my, come on Treyarch, you got there was host migration in the World at War Zombies and World at War, yeah, World at War Zombies, I believe. There were World at War Zombies on iOS. Now, I'm not talking about the console versions or the PC, whatever. I'm talking about the iPhone, iPad, and iPod touches, iOS. That game had host migration, meaning if my teammates leave, I'm left alone, or whoever host leaves, the host migration moves on to the next one with a better connection. That will be awesome on console, PC, on zombies. That would be awesome. You have those games, you're having a good game, but suddenly the host just leaves and it's over. You're like, oh, dude, what happened? Or if he starts to lag, you get that disconnected from the server, or whatever. With host migration, that guy, that person leaves, you could be the new host and the game continues. Now that will be awesome. That's what I've been hoping for. I'm pretty, now that I think about it, I'm pretty much shocked that it wasn't, added in Black Ops Zombies. Now hopefully they would add that. Cause I know iOS has that for zombies. They had the host migration. If all the characters leave, all the teammates leave, you're left alone. It even tells you, good luck or something like that. But that would be pretty cool if host migration makes it for Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now, another thing that I want. Now, this is pretty big too also. This is like pretty much, because I'm not asking for much. Unless this is a lot. But, But another thing that I want is the ability to rejoin the game that you lost connected to. The connection to. Because in iOS for Black Ops Zombies, you could do that. I know you can't do that for Black Ops Zombies, World at War Zombies. But for Black Ops Zombies on iOS, you could do that. You lose connection, don't worry about it, bro. You could always go back. Now that will be awesome. That is what I want. Like, oh damn it, I timed out on my buddies. So it'd be pretty cool if I could, if I could come back to it, come back to my game that my buddies were playing, I get timed out or lose connection or something like that. Don't worry, bro. I could always come back. That'd be pretty cool. Now is one of the another things that I want from Black Ops 2 Zombies. Well, anyways, that's it for my video. For my little wish list that I want from Black Ops 2 Zombies. We know, aside from, of course we want Tank Dempsey, the rest of the crew back, but, we get this, this hot chick and her other three dudes right there. But anyways, that's it for my wish list. What are your wish lists? I want to know your wish list. I want this and that, maybe this and that. Do you agree with my wish list or you want something else? Let me know. Other than that, that's it for me, guys. Now I'm out.